Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
I am that dude, Bodkins. Patty to patty. It's ridiculous. No way. There's nobody else out there. He's your guy. Give a big round of applause for the one and only Bodkin Show. I'm going to repeat that again, folks. I didn't stutter. Welcome to the Bodkins Show.
Oh, we did it again, baby. Woo! We shocked the world one more time. One more time. Oh, we absolutely took it to the Dallas Cowboys. We took them to the woodshed. I mean, throw out every whatever cliche saying that you want to say, an ass whooping, took them to the woodshed, a beat down, whatever it is that you want to say, we did it. That's right. The Cowboys did it. Oh, yeah. Woo, we did it. We did it. We did it again. Oh, man. It is -1 degree outside, but it's 1,000 degrees inside my heart as my Packers beat down the Cowboys one more time and sends them into unknown land. Unknown land as far as what's next. Well, we know Green Bay what's next. It's the 49ers. And I know all the fucking haters out there what you're going to say. Let me get the list out. Ready? Oh, first, everybody's going to make this about you beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. Everybody beats the Cowboys in the playoffs. You're going to lose to the 49ers. Yeah, you know what? We won, okay? Mike McCarthy can't coach. Yeah, so what? We still beat them 40-some-odd points. Nobody saw that coming. You're going to lose to the 49ers are going to crush you. You know what? I sat there and I said this game, hey, very next week, this game could be the exact opposite. The score could be flip-flopped when we go to San Francisco. But you know what? I don't care. We're living in today's moment, and today we win. We beat the brakes off the Cowboys and stuck it to them. Now, is Mike McCarthy going to get fired? Woo! Going to get real hot in the kitchen. Is Dan Quinn going to be the head coach? I don't know. How can you hire a head coach that gave up who just gave up 46 points to be your head coach? Everybody's saying Bill Belichick. I don't know. It seems like Jerry has a little problem called ego, folks, and control. You think he wants a guy like Bill Belichick to come in and with a huge ego and want to give up control? I don't think so. Oh, poor Cowboys fans. And I know all the 49ers. I know you guys are going to pile in, and all the haters, NFL outdated, are going to be like, you're going to lose to the 49ers. You know what? Let me know what time the fucking Bears play in the playoffs today. Oh, wait, they didn't. Let me know what time they play next week. Oh, wait, they don't. I don't care. So what? If we lose next week, we get our ass beat to the number one team. That's a team that everybody picked, including myself, picked to go to the fucking Super Bowl. Nobody saw this coming. Not one person did I hear say Packers are going to be beginning of the year win the playoffs, make a playoff game. Not once. Sam, get the hell out of here. I'm on a roll. Not once. All right? Not once. Not one person. I don't want to hear you haters talk now. Jordan Love, folks, I said it last week and I'm going to say it again. He is him. If we watch two guys show that, hey, this is the future of the quarterback of the NFL of the last two games, C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love. That's the future, folks. They are the future of the NFL. We already knew Patty Mahomes was a guy. We didn't know if Love and Stroud were, and we just found out. We found out yesterday and today. That's the future of the NFL. Green Bay hit it again, folks. We did it again, and everybody's going to hate. Matt LaFleur, hey, any all apologies, you've done an incredible coaching job. Still think we need to fire Joe Barry, but shit, Joe Barry keeps doing games like this week and last week. Hey, he only needs to play three. Hey, there's three more games like this, Joe Barry can have another year. You know what I'm saying? But hey, next week's next week, but are going to reveal in this week. I'm ecstatic. I'm hyper. Man, this is everything. This is a dream season. This is a dream season. Again, haters gonna hate. They hate us because they fucking ain't us. You getting ready to celebrate a loss. Celebrate. What are the Bears fucking celebrating, Andy? What are the Bears celebrating? Another number one pick. They're still in quarterback limbo, still in coach limbo. Not us. Not us. Not happening. All right, we're going to bring in the guys so they can talk about it. We're going to talk about this game. We're also going to get Johnny's thoughts because he missed this morning. I think he was still too busy drinking his tears away from the Dolphins last night. But always joining me on Sunday nights is none other than Scott Cobe and
What's up? What's up?
Dallas Cowboys. Excuse me. Alan, Flo.
I feel bad for Allen, but hey, Allen, at least you got the Texas Rangers, bro.
27-0 at the beginning of the game. Come on, really? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Jordan Love is pretty good, man.
Nick, we said it this morning, right?
I mean, I wasn't hating at the beginning of the season. I wasn't sure about a playoff push. But I told you that you would have a better season.
I'll give you credit.
I told you would know before the end of the season whether or not you got your due.
Hey,
I think you
kudos to you and my brother Matt Larison. Both said, "Hey, he's a guy, Nick. He's a guy." And I said, "I don't know." Yeah. And by God, he's a guy. I don't think you though or Matt thought he would be like this. He went in.
Well, I mean, he went in Dallas and just like, he just.
And I don't want to say it was all Jordan because Scott, I told you before this morning, I said for us to win, Aaron Jones has got to eat, and by God, he ate. They couldn't stop Aaron Jones all day.
Listen, Jordan Love is okay. C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love are not together, but Jordan Love's closing the gap here pretty quick. Jordan Love is the guy. He is the guy. I mean, you gotta look at the Packers and say, you know what? They're a team on the come right now. They're a team on the come. They really are. We talked about their receiving core this morning. It's gonna be really. I'm
gonna give Jordan Love a little more love than that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jordan Love, he played okay last year. You know what I'm saying? And then he didn't play last year. He didn't play at all last year.
No, he did
I
not.
think like one game.
Well, he's been in the league for a couple more years, and I know CJ went off this year, but I mean, I like Jordan Love a little better than CJ Stroud, but that's nitpicking, to be completely honest, because you just said that Jordan Love still has to catch CJ Stroud. I don't know.
No, I said the gap.
I get what Scott's saying. He's saying just like if you were going to rank them, like
quarterback,
he's saying you would rank CJ Stroud.
Yeah, CJ Stroud.
Above Jordan Love right now.
Yeah, no, I got you on that one. Sorry, your boy is heavily medicated. I ain't gonna front.
In all seriousness, kudos to the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
They went in the Jerry world and they handed it to the Cowboys today. Kudos.
Couldn't have happened to a better franchise than the Dallas Cowboys.
Jordan Love, Aaron Jones, Romeo Doubs, that whole crew, and that defense in the first half, they really took it to the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and the
Cowboys took it to them.
Zero answers for that. Answers for that. So, congratulations to you, Nick. Congratulations to Packer Nation. You guys deserve this one. You guys really
on both sides of the ball, to be quite honest. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have an answer for the game plan that Green Bay came at them defensively, and Jordan Love was about as good as you can get in that first half. So I mean, it was just
every week
they
put
it on Dallas, bro.
I want to say something, Scott. You mentioned the young receivers. Last week it was this Melton kid. Today, I mean, my kids were probably hearing me shout because I kept shouting, "Oh Romeo, oh Romeo, oh Romeo," because I mean, it seemed like every time there was a play to be made, a big play, the ball was going to Romeo Doubs. I mean, he was making some catches. Now, some of them he was wide the fuck open, but he made some incredible catches and pass plays. I mean, this team, man, I'm just excited because it's unexpected. You know,
should be, bro.
One of them rides.
And I mean, what's up to Italy Jet? He mentions Wicks too. Like you got a few young receivers there that we talked a little bit before the show that they're just going to be able to grow with Jordan Love. Yeah, so they're going to be working on that chemistry all off season and stuff. So the North. Watch out, North. You know what I'm saying? Because
Enjoy it like
Green Bay ain't going that. They enjoyed that 1 year where Aaron couldn't win that last game last year.
And Nick,
you better win that game, Detroit.
I totally agree with you. We said it this morning. It's all gravy. It's really gravy now. Who cares?
Oh yeah, I don't really. I was telling Johnny this. I said I was more uptight about last week's game, right? Because I wanted to get to the playoffs, things like that. Whatever happened today happens today. Like I was okay with. Like, hey, we made the playoffs. Great. We beat Dallas. Even greater. I don't really care what happens next week. If the 49ers put it on us, they put it on us. But you know what? We won. We went to the playoffs. We won a playoff game on the road. We found out that we got our quarterback. Like we got a team. Let's just add to it and let's go from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is lessons for that young team. He's still a fairly young coach too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Well, he had the 3 years with Aaron. So he's only in his 4th year, so he's only going to get better. The sky's the limit going forward. So yeah, and bro, like San Francisco could have an off game, and if Green Bay comes out swinging the way they did offensively, it could make for a good game.
I am a little nervous that they could run it right down our throat because we're
that's what I was gonna say. Let's see if Barry can come up with some kind of a defense to kind of surprise San Francisco a little bit. Shout out to the Just Fans dudes we were just talking about. CJ Stroud, of course, but Carlos Rios and Bob. Rios called his team to win a division. I know you guys probably talked about it this morning. I don't know if you did. Sorry for missing the show this morning, but shout out to them. I told you CJ Stroud was a dude. So I'm happy for them. And I'll get into it a lot more tomorrow on Awkward Orange Insights, where I'll have a lot of shit to say about my Dolphins and the coach and the quarterback and the organization and a bunch of shit tomorrow. It's tomorrow, 7:00. Check it out. Me, Alex, and I'm sure Byron's going to be with us too, Paramount Peak. So check us out tomorrow at 7:00, where I'll break down this Dolphins disaster.
I want to get your thoughts because we haven't heard your thoughts about the Dolphins game here. Just
before Johnny's thoughts, let me give credit to one Cowboy fan. Alan Perales is out there in the comments talking. Where the heck are the other two guys that always talk? Nice.
Oh, they're in the corner sucking their thumb and shit, bro.
Alan, full credit to you.
Shout out to Alan. Shout out to Alan for still being out there. True that.
You're still out there even when the Cowboys lost. I give you full credit. The rest of your friends there on the Let's Talk Cowboys show, nowhere to be seen. Front runners as usual. You don't care whether they win or lose. You're out there. So
I said this, Sam. First of all, are you in a darkness retreat? You trying to find a quarterback in your darkness retreat?
Yeah.
Let me know if you can find one for me too, bro.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take a look up there. Gentlemen, may I advise you not to try to move when there's going to be snowstorm here in Tennessee. So
yeah, I mean, let's take a rocket scientist to figure that one out, Sam.
Yeah, well, it wasn't supposed to hit yet, but guess what? It's here now. So I'm on my 5th trip back to the old house to grab some more stuff to bring to the new house, because that's how life is. But hey, at least I got these fun playoff games. Congratulations, Nick, by the way. That was epic.
Thanks.
Be safe out there, Sam. Driving back and forth, bro.
Yeah. Is that
I'm working on it.
How many, other than Nick, how many people did you hear pick the Green Bay Packers to win today?
To Tanner. Tanner did pick the.
I picked them. I picked Green Bay.
Somebody else, Sam did too.
With the spread.
With the spread.
I'm pretty sure I did.
What I'm saying is, how many people out there said Green Bay is going to win this game outright?
Oh, I said they could. I didn't know that they would. I said that they absolutely could.
Green Bay could win the game. So, could this be one of the biggest upsets in playoff?
It's definitely the biggest score differential. The Cowboys, I mean, they let them have it.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard looks even closer than what it was. Green Bay.
I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, I think the Atlanta beating Minnesota in '98. I think it was when Minnesota was 15-1. That was a huge upset there. Everybody and mother thought Minnesota was winning that game.
Yeah,
but that was huge. You know what I'm saying, for a first-year starter in Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? The first year after Aaron Rodgers going into Dallas being able to catch Philly because of their epic collapse. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Green Bay and LaFleur and Love and all those wide receivers.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They handled their business. They had a great game plan, and they attacked Dallas. They did not mess around with Dallas.
No.
They went straight at Dallas.
Hey, got the ball. We got the ball, and then it was third down. I was like, okay, we can't go 3 and out. I'm a little nervous, and then makes the big play to Romeo Doubs, and after that it was the Aaron Jones show.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Like, they held that ball for so long.
Yeah.
And I really kind of felt like something was cooking then. I was like, man, is this – they're trying to either slow this game down? But no. They just kept him away from the ball, and when they did get it, they made life miserable. So I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Dak had the 2 interceptions, one a pick six. Jair almost had a pick six. But, I mean, it was like in the Packers red zone. So that helped. I mean, the game was pretty much secure by halftime. You just knew if Dallas didn't go in and score a touchdown right after the half, and they did it, and Green Bay did, and after half – we're going to do the whole media thing because we know it's going to get real loud in Dallas before we, enough is we'll talk about Green Bay 49ers. I know this week. I don't even know what the spread will probably be. I'd probably give the 49ers
they'll probably give them 7, 8 points.
Yeah,
I'll check while we're talking.
Yeah, I would think 8, Scott. I mean, just off the top of my head.
Well, I mean, they may want to start it at 7 just to kind of, I mean, because they didn't just go in there and barely beat Dallas. Like, they went in there and punched Dallas in the face.
True,
like, over and over again.
49ers did the same thing to Dallas.
Yeah.
I got it. San Francisco -10.
Dude, I would jump on Green Bay right now.
I'd say Green Bay plus
10. I
10
would
right
jump Green Bay plus 10 right now, bro.
Over-under is 50. Over-under is 50. I don't think if it gets to 50, I don't give Green Bay much. I give Green Bay a chance, but not a great chance if it goes to 50. So I'm going Green Bay in the under. I think
if San Francisco, I would take the 10 point. If San Francisco has any kind of a problem like slowing down Green Bay, though, it could be a very high scoring game.
Did Joe Barry give Nick another heart attack? Just
I mean, at this point, it's gravy for Nick. Though, like he even said it. Like if he sees a competitive game next week, a high-scoring game, I mean, his heart's going to be going up and down. But I don't think he's gonna. He's gonna be loving it. He's gonna be loving it.
No matter what happens, me and the wife are just enjoying the games.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's over. Is it over for Mike McCarthy in Dallas?
Has to be.
I think so.
I thought it should have been last year, but
has to be. With what Jerry did in the offseason by trading to get Cooks and all the talent he surrounded Dak with.
They were a lot better offensive team with Mike calling the game, and now Des Bryant said the play calling sucks tonight, but that's
but I mean for the most part they were I think they wound up being the number one offense in all of football.
They were the number one offense in all of football.
I mean, I think Jerry Jones needs to look in the mirror. You're the one that insisted on keeping Quinn there. I don't know, as the heir apparent. Well, he didn't have a very good game plan to stop Green Bay today. So is it all on Mike McCarthy? You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, he's the head coach. So yes, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to go. You know what I'm saying? Either McCarthy got to go or Dan Quinn got to go.
Dan Quinn might go to be Dan Quinn.
Then I mean,
he's going to Seattle to be a head coach.
Jerry ain't exactly, you know what I'm saying, a spring chicken. So I mean, he ain't gonna want to like who's he gonna go after? A big name, I guess, like Harbaugh, one of these guys.
Everybody on the internet is screaming Bill Belichick, line one.
I mean, that would be crazy, dude. That would be crazy. I mean,
Jerry would have to give up control.
Jerry would have. It would have to be. It would have to be in writing.
Yes,
it would have to be in the contract.
I said in my opening. I said Cowboys fans can sit here and say Bill, but what on earth makes you think that those two are going to work together? Right. I said both of them both of them are ego driven. Both of them
want credit. Both of them are going to want credit for everything.
Jerry's going to give control and let Bill buy the groceries? Absolutely not.
I think he's going to hire Dan Quinn. I think Mike McCarthy could be fired tomorrow. And I think
I'm sorry, Alan and everybody else. If he hires Dan Quinn, it's going to be more of the same shit.
And then I think he's going to go through the necessary steps, unless again it's written in Dan Quinn's contract he's the next head coach. That's why Dan Quinn hasn't left Dallas to interview for all these jobs.
There was a lot of talk about a possible Dak extension. Does that happen? Or does he go into his last season?
Yeah, I wouldn't blame Dak. Dak is just
So you
trying
extend
to
him?
carry out McCarthy.
You
Yeah,
extend
I
him?
think you have to.
So how much
Based
you
on
give him?
the state
You
of
give him
the quarterback.
another a 4-year, 140 something.
I don't know what you give him, but you gave him a lot of money.
Right. The first
You
time.
got to give him. You got to give him at least $40 million because that's the going rate of quarterback right now.
The going rate is
and
like 45 plus for the young
Yeah.
kids,
I
the
think-
Herberts and Burrow and them.
You know what? I don't blame Dak at all for today's loss. I just think
Get those
Mike
2
McCarthy-
interceptions.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, the 2 interceptions, but they were behind from jump. You know what I'm saying? Like
he had no other choice.
he was
had
playing
to
catch
sling
up.
it around.
See, but what happened to the running game? Yeah, what happened to the balance there? Like, I mean, they had no chance because they couldn't stop Green
They
Bay.
didn't run Tony all that much.
Yeah, but they couldn't stop you guys, so they had to they were
Remember
behind
the
from jump.
And Alan can verify this. Remember at the beginning of the season, what McCarthy said? "Oh, we got to run the ball more. We got to be a run first team. We got to do this." Excuse me. Where was it? Where was it all year long?
You are who you are, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I'm learning that. You know what I'm saying with my coach too, which you know what I'm saying hopefully gets better. Again, I'll get into that deeper, tomorrow or whatever. But
Johnny's going on a rant.
That's just I'm not gonna. You know what I'm saying? Just something. Something's got to give. Now, I'm not saying that Mike McDaniel needs to be fired or they need to move on from Tua. I don't extend Tua. I'm sorry.
No,
I can't extend you. Props for getting better each year. Last year was you showed that you can play, but you were injured. This year you played every game, no injury, so good for you. But you need to show that you can actually compete against Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and these guys in big games. You know what I'm saying? That 6 touchdown game against Baltimore week 2 last year was great, but that week 2 don't mean shit. It's when the games matter at the end of the year. And unfortunately, I mentioned this since he was in college, and I got a bunch of backlash from Dolphin fans because everybody was on this whole tank for Tua thing. And I was like, I don't know, man. He hasn't come through in big games, but whatever. So I'm hoping he can still develop because I trust Mike McDaniel, and I hope he can develop. But he's another one that needs to stop being stubborn and actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't seen many counters to when the good defense is a good defensive coordinators figure out a way to stop the offense. Like, where's the adjustment? Where's the counter punch to that move? We're not seeing that.
Yeah.
Now Tyreek was a little hobbled. Tyreek was a little hobbled toward the end of the year, but still, you got him, Waddle. I mean,
where was Tyreek at yesterday, Johnny?
Well, he's been running on one leg for a few weeks now. He made the one play that basically showed the season right there. Tua threw it up. Tyreek made a great play on the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because it was short. You know what I'm saying? Tyreek made a great play, scored a touchdown. That was it, though. He's been hobbling for several weeks, man. It is what it is. Waddle, the same thing. But a lot of people want to get on Mike McDaniel and the game plan and why were you throwing so many screens? Well, maybe it's because he knew his quarterback couldn't get it down the field. Just saying. Because you know what I'm saying? They totally changed the game plan. And while Patrick Mahomes was still flinging it out there, and I know Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes or whatever, but you can obviously throw the ball downfield a little bit. They weren't even attempting to do that. So now is that the coach being stubborn or the coach not thinking that his quarterback can make those plays?
I just want to real quick. I just want to. They just showed the Lions owner on the TV. She's about to be thinking this is like week 18, right? She'd be like, "Damn, they play games in January this late. I didn't even know."
we have a whole.
She's like, did we sign off on the 20-game season already? Or
So, Jordan, let me ask you something, and then Nick, I'll ask you something about Jordan Love in a second that just crossed my mind. Other than the 53-yard touchdown pass, 4 catches, 9 yards with Tyreek. You got to get him the ball more. You have to, even though he's playing on one leg. Throw him some screen passes. Dude, the thing is that they had like all of their possessions were quick 3 and out. Like they kept. Yeah.
There were a couple false starts. There was a illegal hands to the face penalty. Like it just like they never could get into rhythm. And then the couple times that they did get into a little bit of rhythm was running the ball. Yep. And then, for the love of God, on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, we're throwing the ball.
Why?
Like we just showed right there, we have no faith that we can get a freaking yard, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they tried with these passes and they couldn't get them off. So they were 3 and out so often. I mean, props to the defense who were playing with no outside linebacker except for the guys that they signed that week. You know what I'm saying? Half the secondary's gone. Both the safeties didn't play, but the defense still somehow kept Mahomes to just kicking a bunch of field goals until that late touchdown. But the offense could do nothing. The offense scored 15 points in the second half of the last 6 games combined.
Yep.
15 points in 6 games,
What
6
the
second
hell?
halves.
What
What the hell is that, bro? So the
Exactly.
offense completely fell apart in the second half of the season, and they couldn't do shit. They put up all those numbers mostly in the first half of the season, and props to them for handling their business, except for Sam. They couldn't beat Sam's team. You know what I'm saying? If they hold that win against the Tennessee Titans, they clinch the AFC East in week 17. So they
They're
could have
playing
sat
Pittsburgh.
everybody. They could have sat everybody week 18. Maybe Chubb doesn't get hurt. Maybe X doesn't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Well, they probably would have played
and you're
because they're
playing-
playing for the number 1
And,
seed.
and you're
at that
playing
point.
you're playing Pittsburgh at home.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a better situation than having to go to frigid KC and play the defending champ Patrick Mahomes,
Agreed.
and then your offense doesn't show up again. But like
Yeah.
I said, the offense barely, like I said, 15 points in the second half of the last 6 games. That's pathetic.
And he's supposed to be boy genius.
Yeah,
Right,
he makes
right.
no adjustments.
Yeah.
It's like we're the
Right.
Dolphins.
And,
we're
and
just
like I
gonna
said,
be-
and I like his creativity, but again, he needs to figure out the counter punch. You know what I'm saying? And he needs to. I'm gonna get deep into it tomorrow. They need to get into the trenches, like the
That's-
interior of
I said
the
that was-
offensive line was. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that they need to do.
Johnny, that's what I was gonna say. I said that this morning. I said when they get smacked in the mouth, they don't have an answer. Like
Right.
they're not a
Right.
physical team. Like,
Right, they're not a physical team, and you know what I'm saying. I hate the you know what I'm saying the finesse team because they're not a finesse team because they're a speed team, and they were one of the top ranked rushing teams, but they're not a power team.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying.
that's
Like,
where
again, that's where.
there was a-
But again, you don't have to be a power team to win in this league, but you have to
Right.
be capable of being powerful at times.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like on
So-
that 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, you got to be able to say, yo, we're getting this fucking yard. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to
Yeah.
run straight and we're getting this yard and that's it. And then spread it out and do whatever you're doing. But
So,
the
so, John,
inability to be able to convert on 3rd down, their conversions on 3rd down these last 3 weeks was like 3 or 4 for like 20. Like it was horrible, bro. Like they played like shit the last few weeks offensively.
The
and
most
it's
important
just-
games.
Right. Right.
would
You
you
went
say
from a
Jim-
1 seed to
Yeah, they had an
know,
opportunity for a 1 seed,
Yeah, now you have
and
to
then
put
they
it up.
squandered that. Like I said, when they lost to Tennessee, and then they
couldn't
had an
beat Buffalo.
opportunity to lock up the number 2 seed.
Well, no, they
and
could have been a 1
they-
seed if they beat Baltimore even.
Right. Yeah, I know, but they could have clinched everything. They could have had everything done
Yeah.
that week. You know what I'm saying? But you go to, and that's a big ask to go to Baltimore and beat Baltimore, who just beat the hell out of San Francisco, but at least show up. You know, they competed for like a quarter and some change, and that was it. But Buffalo, yeah, it was close, and Buffalo had the punt return, which again, special teams has been bad the last 2 years, and they haven't addressed it. So that finally caught up to them when you have good teams with good special teams like Baltimore and like you know, say Buffalo, they wound up running balls back, and then Buffalo barely beats us. But even though it was wound up being 21-14, the defense held up and fought. But like Buffalo had like 200 more yards than Miami did on offense. You know what I'm saying? So Miami was holding on, you know, for dear life. And then once Buffalo went ahead, they were never going to catch them. So it's just been a putrid second half of the season on offense. And at some point you have to be able to adjust. So again, for all the people that were, you know, and again, props to Raheem Mostert scoring 21 touchdowns and tying or breaking the Dolphins record. It's great. Happy for you, Raheem Mostert. That don't mean shit when it comes into playoff football, whatever you're saying. That's why I was okay with going for a Jonathan Taylor or going for a Dalvin. Even though Dalvin Cook didn't look good at the Jets, I think he would have played a lot better in Miami with all those other weapons around it. Just saying. But that's why you need a true number 1 to go with Devon Achane, and then you'll have a nice backfield there because he's going to be a player. He just needs to bulk up a little bit, and he needs somebody to share the carries with. But we need a true running back, and we need to get the offensive line in front of Tua. I said it when Tua got drafted. You need to build a wall in front of this kid because he's small and he's gotten hurt or whatever. They need to do that, but they also need maulers. They need to be a run-first team and then play action and RPO and shit like that off of it in order for Tua to be successful because he's not a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh. He's not that dude. He's a good quarterback and he may be very good, but he ain't up there with Josh Allen and them yet. No, not at all. And again, this is his second year in Mike McDaniel's offense. Let's see what happens next year because he's improved every year. But has he hit his ceiling already?
Well, I said this. Tyreek Hill said we can't be front runners, and I said, Tyreek, that's exactly who the fuck you are.
Right. At least he's being honest. Right. You got to be able to punch back when you get punched first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they come out swinging, they can go off on you. And they, you know what I'm saying? Not only that's why I didn't like the fraud word because that's strong to me. Fraud. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a definition of exactly who they are.
No, because they're a good team. They're just not a great team yet.
No, they're a good team when they're playing bad competition. They can't beat anybody who has
but they competed with those teams. If they would have just got completely destroyed every gate, then that's again. I can't argue fraud. I can't argue fraud because they didn't do it. It is what it is. I just don't like the word because I think the word's a little strong. They're a good team. They're not a great team. It was very disappointing. I don't care what Dolphins fans say, and I love Dolphin fans out there, but it was not a successful season. It was a fun season. I had a lot of fun this season because our offense was actually pretty good. Like Dolphin fans for the last 20 years, it was a struggle to score 13, 17 points with Ryan Tannehill and all these other, you know what I'm saying? So it was a fun season, putting up a bunch of points. It was, this is the most fun I've had in 20 years. But I want to win. I don't give a shit about having fun. I want to win. Yeah. So, and they didn't win a playoff game. So to me, it was a failure, ultimately of a season. So we'll see what happens next year.
Johnny, I want to hold on. Go ahead, Scott.
So Nick, let me ask you now, because John, you basically said everything that I was going to ask him. So, what do you pay Jordan Love in his next contract?
You pay him the 45 or whatever. You pay him top dollar. You pay him with the top of the market. You're gonna have to.
Is this contract?
Yes. This is the They
did like a 2-year deal. They did like a 2-year deal.
They did a deal with him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. They didn't really pick up his option.
They gave him a contract.
They gave him like a 2-year type prove it deal.
Okay.
I think pay him tomorrow.
I'm about to say
we're at the table today. Hey, you're on the phone. Hey, Goody, get on the fucking phone today and sign this 3-year deal.
They should be. Don't let him go into San Francisco and beat the hell out of San Francisco. Because and at the same time, Green Bay's probably like, well, fuck it. If he goes and takes us to the Super Bowl, we'll pay him.
I said this.
We'll pay him $50 million a year.
I said for the last decade, Aaron Rodgers could not beat the 49ers in the playoffs. Like, I couldn't tell you. The last time I remember us beating the 49ers is when fucking like Elvis Gerbach was in there or some shit. I mean, in the playoffs, like in the playoffs alone. Like like he was filling in for Steve Young, who had gotten hurt. Like that's, I honestly don't remember a time we beat the 49ers, like in the last decade plus. Aaron always lost to the 49ers in the playoffs. Now, some of that wasn't on him. Some of it was the defense or whatever, but we always lost to him. I said, what if Jordan Love changes it around? What if he's the guy that finally gets us over the hump of the fucking 49ers because we just can't fucking do it? I mean, holy shit. Johnny, I want to combat. So you said you guys aren't frauds, but you guys lose. When you lose you don't get your ass beat by fucking good teams. Well, I'm going to review some history here with you. So your first loss of the season was to the playoff Bills. Mm-hmm. That score was 48-20. You got your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then you lost to the Eagles, another playoff team, 31-17. You got to get your ass kicked.
That was a lot closer than the 31s, but go ahead. Again, I said I can't argue the fraud. I just don't like that word. But go ahead.
They did. You only did have a 7-point loss to the Chiefs the very next week in Germany.
Yeah, they should have won that game because that was not a fumble. But go ahead.
Okay.
They all played the Chiefs.
We played the Chiefs well, and then I think it was I don't know who the other good team was after that. Was it Baltimore?
Yeah. Then you lost to the Ravens 56-9. Well, you lost to the Titans in between there, but they're not. There was an upset by the Titans.
Right.
Then you got your ass beat by the fucking Ravens, 56-19.
Right.
And then you lost to the Bills 21-14, and then you lost to the Chiefs again.
Nick, they lost to the Bills 48-20.
Okay.
And then the second time
We
they
lost
to
we lost to the Super Bowl contending team. So we're a good team, but not a great team.
You lost to teams that are the teams that you got to beat to get to the dance, boy.
That's what I've done.
The teams you got to beat.
That's what I said. I said we're a good team. We're a good team. We're not a great team. We can't beat the great teams.
Johnny, I know you don't want to say, but hey, I love you, but they frauds. I've been telling you.
I mean, again, I said I can't argue that point, but I just don't like that word or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a fun. They beat. Not only did they beat the teams they were supposed to beat, but they stomped them out. And these teams are teams that beat Kansas City. That, Kansas City lost to Denver. You know what I'm saying? The Giants beat the Eagles, I think, twice. You know what I'm saying? So we beat once. Yeah, but we beat down these teams that were cupcakes or whatever. So we handled our business. We just outside of Sam's fucking Will Levis, bro. But you know what I'm saying? It's all good. I'm happy for Sam. Because if he continues to develop. The kid's got some player in him, man. He's got some dog in him too. I like that attitude he's got. But if they win that game, they clinch everything. But they weren't ready to compete with the big boys. It is what it is. We'll see what happens next year. I'm ready to. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'll break it all down a lot more tomorrow on Aqua and Orange Insights at 7:00. So definitely check that out.
He's saving this for a tease, okay? He's teasing his show for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's not gonna
be a lot of fun because I'll get deeper into some of the numbers because it was pretty disturbing. Offensively in the second half of the season, bro. For real.
Let me ask you guys this: would be more a shock to you if Mike McCarthy is coaching the Cowboys week 1, or if Bill Belichick's coaching the Cowboys week 1? Same as
Belichick would probably be more shocking.
Got out of the car and then just left to
I don't see him going to Dallas. I don't know.
It would be shocking to more shocking Mike McCarthy's coaching Cowboys week 1 next year. Because I think if Jerry fires him tomorrow, it's an emotional decision. If he waits a couple weeks and sits back and starts thinking about it, it's not as an emotional decision. But that's what everybody will say. Well, you just lost yesterday. This is tomorrow. You just lost yesterday, so you fired your head coach. You escaped.
Well, everybody on the Twitter, everybody has got them.
They've already got them gone. They already got it.
Hey, go ahead.
Twitter don't waste no time. I mean, Twitter had had Mike McDaniel fired last night, and Tua should be cut and stuff.
Well, we said this morning Bill Belichick would be in Jerry's box after the game. Jerry would walk down with Bill and say, "Hey, guess what, guy? You're fired. This is your new successor. See you later, pal."
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it would shock me. If
there were some clips of Jerry in the booth slamming stuff, looking around. I said, he said, "What's Bill's number on line 1? In fact, we're not even calling him. Give me the private jet. We're fucking going in."
Right? I personally think they underestimated the Packers and what they could do today.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously thought they all were banking this as a win. I seriously thought that was what's going to happen.
Well, that's
you can't bank.
That has to be on the coach. That has to be on the coach. Then if you're unprepared because you think you could possibly be looking forward, or you think Green Bay's inferior. Yeah, this is playoff football. Like you gotta come ready to swing. You can't just take anybody lightly. And in the NFL period, anybody could get got. But in the playoffs, like there's a reason why Green Bay made it.
There's a reason. That's why it makes the NFL playoffs and that's why what makes a team like the Packers or even the Rams. I know they're down 7-3. The Texans, when they're not, it's one game. Like it's one game and you're out. Like you got to execute and perform well. That game. You have a shit game, your worst game of the year in the playoffs. Like the Cowboys just had their worst game of the year at home in the playoffs. Guess what? You're gonna get got.
You get got, and now you're watching it from your couch next week.
Yeah. And that's, do the Cowboys probably beat us 7 out of 10 times or, 6 out of 10 times? Probably so. But you know what? We don't have that. We don't have this ain't baseball. This ain't basketball or hockey. This is football.
Yeah, we even said this morning, strange things happen in January.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. It's not strange to Packers fans, but They got to be loving life right now. I mean,
it can't be strange to Cowboys fans either. They kind of, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, they said this is to get the longest streak. Them, the Lions, and the Commanders have the longest streak in the NFC without getting to an NFC championship game.
I think you better put the Cowboys in that mix too. You can't. So I can't trust the Cowboys going into next year. I can't really trust them, no matter what changes they make. Can you trust them? They put out this product once every 4 games.
I think
if Bill's their coach, I would trust them.
I was gonna say if Bill's their coach, I would trust them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'd still be side eyeing them a little bit, but I would trust them because it's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, if Bill Belichick was there today instead of McCarthy, I mean,
even if John Harbaugh, if Jim Harbaugh was there, I would probably be like, all right, Jim will probably, you know what I'm saying, run the ball, some shit, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Yep.
Lions are gonna crush the Rams. I mean, they're just running.
Are they?
It's already 14-3, and they're just. I mean, they're just
14-3 already.
Yeah, and they're just running it right down their throat. Running it down their throat.
Shit, that's what they should.
Can we give it a good game? We haven't had one good fucking game yet. Like all the games have been blowouts.
You had a good game. You had a good game today.
No, but the game wasn't. The overall game was not good.
It was not good. No, the Packers took it.
Next week's games. I think Sam is ready to come back.
To me, it looks. I always remember it. It always seems like at least one game is close, and the other game's a blowout. We've had 3 blowouts. Like if the Lions blow them out here, we've already had 3 blowouts. It could be 4 blowouts. Like just games that we're like, this game wasn't even that fun to watch. Like the Packers is a good game because it's my team, but as a fan of the sport, like you could have shut that game off going into the 4th quarter and gone about your business.
So people don't at me on Twitter. Pittsburgh Buffalo is going to be a close game tomorrow. Nobody's giving Pittsburgh a chance. I think Pittsburgh could run the ball down the Bills' throats tomorrow and keep it close.
I think it all depends on Josh Allen.
Again, there you go. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those dudes
the Bills don't play well in the weather, in the snow. They just don't do it, no matter
what. In their own house, too.
Yeah. They may move this game to Tuesday. So the players may have to wait longer to play, which does not give the Bills that because it's still
not moving it. Now the owners said they're not moving the game.
Not moving it. Okay. So
the mayor, I think, or the governor.
Governor.
The governor, yeah.
The governor. The governor said they're playing tomorrow.
Good morning to you.
I think the Bills will win the game. I just think it'll be a little bit closer than people think. I really do.
I mean, I'll give Mike. You know, what I'm saying Mike. TJ Watt being there would have been a big help.
The Steelers are 1-10 without TJ Watt.
I'm not gonna. You know, what I'm saying like I don't expect Pittsburgh to win. You know, what I'm saying, but I'm not gonna talk anything about Mike Tomlin. You know, what I'm saying I'm sure they'll have a good game plan. They'll play a competitive game. But I think Josh Allen is just. You know, what I'm saying Josh Allen Mason Rudolph. I mean, that's not even. My
fair. 2 locks were Bills Chiefs of the weekend.
Well, you know what this Dallas loss does? Detroit gets another home game next week.
Yeah, the only thing, if they win,
Tampa or Philly's going to Detroit next week if this score holds up. Long way to go, but if this score holds up, that's Detroit. That's found money for them. They didn't. They were expecting to go to Dallas, I think. So, Green Bay screwed the apple cart for a lot of teams today.
Shit, Green Bay maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought, I picked Pittsburgh to keep it close. I think we got them at 9.5. So I picked Pittsburgh to keep it close.
I was on Bills Island, I think.
Yeah. Listen. When we do our Thursday night pick'ems, I hope Green Bay is underdog by 14 points. I hope this just keeps going up.
I think it'll come down. I
think some people.
A lot of people they'll see money coming in on Green Bay. No,
10's a good number.
Recency bias. Everybody just coming to watching Green Bay. What Jordan Love did to that Dan Quinn defense,
right?
And then
it's going to be a matter of can Butch Berry and the Green Bay defense slow down San Francisco? That's all it's going to come down to.
Joe Berry,
Joe Berry, whatever, one of the Berries. But because his dad was a coach too, no?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think his dad was.
I think his dad was coach.
Yeah.
I
I think his dad was.
I think his dad was coach with the Bucks. I think.
Oh.
I think so too. I think you're right, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be
All
a lot of inflated point spreads. The Green Bay games is inflated point spread. If Detroit plays, say Tampa or even Philly, that's inflated. Baltimore.
Who's going to Baltimore? Who's going to Baltimore? Is it Houston?
Depends on who wins tomorrow.
Yeah,
true.
If Pittsburgh wins, then it's Pittsburgh. If Buffalo wins, then it's Houston.
In
Which
case
if I'm Baltimore, I don't want to play either team.
Kansas City at Buffalo next week. That'll be fun for Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff game.
Yeah,
that'll be an interesting one. Yeah,
and then if Buffalo wins tomorrow, the top 4 teams in the AFC won. So it helps.
That's about right.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, I just want a close game. We haven't had one close game yet. Like,
I think that Bucks Eagles game is gonna be close.
Where you're, you know what I mean, like where it's just like, oh man, last drive of the game. It always feel like we haven't had that moment yet in this playoffs.
Like, hey, maybe we don't get any this weekend, but next weekend it's all next weekend. Next weekend it's all close games. Maybe next week it means it'll be all close games just to kind of even it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But. Props to Detroit. Hopefully they can handle their business. You know what I'm saying? I did pick the Rams. I ain't gonna front, but I'm happy for Detroit. You know what I'm saying? For them I'm happy for Dan Campbell. But they're sticking to their identity, bro. They got one of the best offensive lines. Yes, run the freaking ball until the Rams show you that they can stop you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't need Jared Goff to throw the ball 20 times, don't let him throw it 20 times. Just keep running the rock.
I got you there.
Right. Keep running the rock.
What the hell, Josh Reynolds?
Jerry Jones has said in his words, this loss is beyond my comprehension he said that this loss is beyond my comprehension about
Bye, Mike. It was nice. It was nice having you for a couple of years.
That's the thing about, I mean, well, all sports was like that, but especially like football because of the one and done. Like it's just such a sudden boom, your season's over. Like boom, like just done. You know what I'm saying? Like time to go, pack your lockers and all your goodbye interviews and all that shit. It's so sudden.
Before we give out our dogs and turds of the year, I want to circle back to the Packers. Packers also first number 7 team to win a playoff game. No 7 seed had ever won a playoff game up until this year. So, which I know that's limited like the last few years. So there's that. Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love, 16-21 today, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. Perfect passer rating. So here's Ian Rappaport just tweeted out this. Packers or Cowboys owner Jerry Jones declined to comment on the specifics of the looming decision on Coach McCarthy's job status. McCarthy has 1 year left on his contract. If he goes in with 1 year left, he's a lame duck coach.
Yeah, he's fired.
It's either fire him now or you're giving him extension.
You give him an extension, even if it's just a year or two.
Yeah.
If you don't give him an extension, just get rid of him.
But Jerry to come out and say this is beyond comprehension, he's gone.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong.
Without saying it.
That's a pretty strong statement right there.
Right.
What Johnny do? Mike, great regular season.
Right.
Bye, buddy. Jerry will sit at his desk.
Dallas don't give 2 shits about the regular season. You know what I'm saying? Like Jerry, like I said, Jerry, just like Stephen Ross, these owners ain't getting any younger, man. So they want shit to happen, you know what I'm saying, like as soon as possible. So
remember when you were a kid and you went to the barber shop and the barber gave out lollipops and he told you to pick one when you were a kid? This is what happened with me when I was a kid. I went to the barber shop and I got a lollipop. So Jerry Jones probably saying to Mike McCarthy, hey, for the regular season, you pick your lollipop, pal. Well, guess what? You're fired. So the Vince McMahon memes will be all over Twitter tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah. Aaron Jones, he had 21 carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns today.
Goodness gracious.
Nice.
Romeo Dobbs, 6 receptions, 151 yards, and a touchdown.
I like that kid a lot, man.
We were talking about the comparison of Jordan Love and CJ Stroud. So I read Love's stats, the 6 for 21, 272, 3 touchdowns, passer rating of 157.2. Well, how about this?
Right.
CJ Stroud's exact damn near exactly.
Yeah.
He had two less, or had two more yards. He had 16 and 21, 274 yards, two more yards, 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns out.
In 157.2. I said at the top, and I'll say it again. We are seeing the new quarterbacks in the league. This is, you know what I mean? These two guys are showing you, hey, this is our fucking moment. And even everybody want to talk about Trevor Lawrence and Josh Herbert, and Herbert and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Where they at?
There's a lot to talk about with all these quarterbacks and stuff like that. Again, that's going to be part of what I got to say tomorrow. That you got all these quarterbacks in the AFC, and I'm saying some young ones, especially coming up in this league. Jordan Love obviously is in the NFC, but he mentioned CJ Stroud. Like Trevor Lawrence is already looking over his shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
I would Stroud. I said this morning. I take CJ Stroud over.
Oh no,
Sam, that's your division. You got a good look at them both times because they play in Tennessee. Your thoughts there, Stroud or Lawrence?
Stroud.
Yeah. I mean, you had to think about it. I didn't even have to think about it.
Well, I mean, because it's 1 year.
I'm trying to stay alive out here, Nick. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't want to take my eyes off the
road. Puka wide open. Touchdown.
Wow. Stroud all the way. Trevor
we might get a close game here.
I was the only one on the AFC roundtable that said I don't trust Trevor Lawrence, and how I was boo-hooed by everybody. And I was like, I'm telling you, he doesn't have it, whatnot. By the way, this is also the media's problem. They want to crown the Jags so bad. They want these guys to be so good on these bad teams.
They have their certain guys that they want to crown early on to be the next superstars and stuff. I mean, he was Mr. Sunshine or whatever the hell all through college and shit. And
then nothing. And then now where are they? They just say, well, they fell apart at the end. And then they don't pay attention to my team for 2 years. And then all of a sudden, they're like, how dare you fire Mike Vrabel? And I get it. I think it's a bad move too. But, you don't just suddenly come my team. All right? You can't even pronounce Taylor Lewan's name right. He's not even on the team anymore.
Taylor Lewin. Taylor
Lewin. Yeah, Taylor Lewin.
Quite frankly, shove it up your ass. Give me my cigar and chaw, Nick. Shove it up your ass.
But yeah, I mean, Nick's second brother, Ryan Larson, said what? Way back when we were doing off the rails. Way back when we were doing off the rails, Jordan Love's going to be just fine.
Yeah, said the Packers will be just fine. Kept telling me, kept reassuring me.
He was right. So, he was right.
I kudos him and Johnny both. Let's get into it. Let's give out. This is for the year. So for the end, we'll say for the regular because we gave out.
Does it count today? Can we do dogs? Does it count for today too?
I mean, you can include today into
you guys want to do today? You want to do today, and then after the Super Bowl, we'll do the year. How about that?
Okay. Well,
yeah, playoff weekend. Playoff weekend.
That's fine. So I gotta So go with somebody else. I need a different dog.
Hey,
I mean, I need a different.
Probably going to be.
I got a different. No, my dog is the same. I got a different turd.
We'll do for the whole weekend. The whole weekend. I know we got 2 more playoff games, so we'll do yesterday.
All right, so then go ahead. Then I'll just go ahead. All right, so then my turd of the weekend is the Miami Dolphins offense specifically. I'll just do that. Just to throw it out there. I got a bigger turd for the whole year.
I think I already know who you're. He was like your turd.
Mike McDaniel.
No. It's Artie Smith for the Falcons for Johnny, or it could be.
Or it could be who somebody who underperformed and my dumb ass picked up to be an MVP.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. So I'll go with the turds. I'll go with Miami. You know what I'm saying? They were not contenders. They were, you know what I'm saying, pretenders, frauds, whatever you want to call them. It was a fun season. It was but that don't mean shit. The playoffs are what matter. They went into Kansas City, and there was all this talk about the historic cold. Well, you know what? Kansas City had no problem playing football. So Miami offensively, their defense, props to them because they had guys that they were signing on Tuesday, Wednesday playing. So they kept us in the ball game until the end there when they scored that last touchdown. The offense did absolutely shit that whole game. The one throw that Tua threw up and Tyreek made a great play and scored a touchdown. Otherwise, you can't do shit. You can't convert on third down. You can't convert on third or fourth and short. So you were basically worthless yesterday. You embarrassed yourselves and your family and every other Dolphin fan out there. So the Miami Dolphins offense are my turds of the week this week.
Johnny, how do you really feel? How do you really feel, Johnny?
I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my son Jonathan, who I love him, and he's trying to be optimistic because I've always told him be optimistic, don't be a negative person. I'm not being negative. I'm not being negative. I'm being realistic.
Real.
That's a bit much. That's a bit much. I'm sorry. Who's William a fan of?
The Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. All right. Well, you're gonna be sitting on the couch.
You can't say that. Johnny wants to say.
I can't say shit. I did want to say something. I could say something about his Pirates, but I'm not gonna do that. But it is what it is.
He's
going a little strong with that word there. You know what I'm saying? Like Miami didn't come through. You know what I'm saying? But
Johnny's sitting on the couch and he's saying to Bill, "It's okay. Come sit next to me, buddy. It'll be fine. We'll commiserate together, buddy."
Yeah, it's all
good. At least
good.
Johnny's baseball team will be better. Johnny's already on to the Yankees.
Yeah. So I got my Aaron Judge shirt on. I got my Yankee hat on. It's baseball season for me already, bro. I'm keeping these up there because I got the aqua and orange show that I'm still doing or whatever. But nah, man, I moved on to baseball, man. I'm a fan of, and not for that, I'm a fan of the Packers right now. I want to see what I like Jordan. Like I said, he was my choice 4 years ago, so I want to see what he does. So I'm rooting for Nick and his Packers.
Thanks, Johnny. I'll send you a jersey.
I'll rock that bitch. Who won't?
Scott, you got a turn of the playoff round so far.
Yeah, my turn of the playoff round is the Cleveland Browns defense. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, pal? You're supposed to be one of the top 3-4 defenses in the NFL, and you just allow CJ Stroud to do whatever he wants. You don't put much pressure on him, if any at all. You allow him to throw across the field, which a quarterback to Dalton Schultz, which a quarterback, that's a no-no in quarterback terms. You allowed Houston just to do whatever they want. I know Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. I get that. But if you're supposed to be the number 1, number 2 defense in the NFL, you need to shut the Houston Texans down, and you did not do that yesterday. So, you got to go back to the drawing board. You get Deshaun Watson back as your quarterback probably next year. Your defense, you better retool it because I have a feeling either some guys are going or, they're a year older, which means that doesn't give you any confidence. So you need to get younger and you need to get faster and you need to be better. So the Cleveland Browns defense is my turn of the week.
Sam,
there was so much talk about that defense too, man.
It did not travel on the road.
He sliced them up, bro. He sliced them up.
Yeah. Yep.
So not to dump on Johnny. Sorry, Johnny. But
bro,
I get tired.
It's all good.
I hear you. I just got to preference this. Mike McDaniel, I keep hearing offensive whiz kid. Where the hell is it? Okay? Where the hell is it? Andy Reid adjusts when he has to. There's just no adjustment. So stop calling people offensive whiz kids when they're not going to adjust at halftime or during the game. If your quarterback is that limited, then I don't know what to tell you. This is a big boy league. You got to do things. And if you don't get it together when the time counts, then you'll just be forgotten. That's how I see it. So my turn of the week is Mike McDaniel, whatever his name is.
Damn. Hey, and just again, Awkward Orange Insights tomorrow, 7:00. Is Mike McDaniel calling those plays because he wants to or because he has to because of his quarterback?
Man.
Johnny's going for ratings, Nick. Johnny's going for ratings. You should go on the show tomorrow.
I gotta try to take some of Knicks fans to come check out the show and shit.
Oh, well, if it ain't Mr. fucking Hair himself chiming in. Oh, he's been wearing that cheese head for a long time. Now he wants to jump on the bandwagon.
If Tanner comes on, all 3 of us are leaving so you and Tanner can have at it for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm not
Talk-
leaving.
talk
I'm
about-
going to sit in the audience and eat popcorn. What are you talking
Right. I was about to
I
say,
ain't
right. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't want to go nowhere.
Wait till
about?
tomorrow
Wall Street,
night.
baby. I ain't fucking leaving. I ain't
Right.
fucking leaving.
I want to see that shit.
Wait till
Talk
tomorrow
about a dream scenario there, Scott and Sam. Imagine a Packer Chiefs Super Bowl.
Oh man,
Oh,
for 2
my
weeks
God.
I mean, Charlie, I'm already erect.
No,
as
I
can be
know,
in
I know,
negative
but
7
I
degree
can
weather.
only
get
imagine
so
the shit
erect if the
talk,
Packers got to the Super Bowl.
bro. But if
That
you got
would
to the
be-
Super
that would
Bowl
be so
against the
juicy, I
Chiefs
would
and
eat dinner.
Tanner, that would be epic. The shit
Oh,
that
I
you would be
love it.
talking
I
to
would love it.
Tanner if you were playing them in the Super Bowl would be talk about ratings. That would be some fun shit right there.
And Nick, you better look at draft picks at 29 or 30 for the Packers because that might be where they're drafted.
Yeah.
Well, we could have that, and then we'll have the Jets top whatever,
Yeah.
I guess 35 pick, 36 pick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're top second round pick. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Good job, Jets.
Yeah. Hey,
Ah.
it is what it is.
Right.
My playoff turn of the week of the super wild card weekend is none other than Joe Flacco. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. This game was close until the 2 pick sixes happened
The ride is over.
late in that game. The 2 pick
Your
sixes
mother's couch.
absolutely crushed the Brownies' hopes. And the Browns are sitting at home just like this big old turd here because everybody was hyping up Joe Flacco. Well, like I said this morning, will the real Joe Flacco please stand up? Will the real Joe Flacco please stand up? Well, Cleveland, you have a problem here because Joe Flacco stood up and now you're out the playoffs.
Yes, I'm mad at
back to
myself
the
too because
goal.
I originally
Joe-
on Thursday I had the Texans circled, and then at the last minute when we were making our picks, I was like, nah, you know what? That Cleveland defense, you know what I'm saying? I like CJ Stroud, but he's a rookie, you know what I'm saying? But no, you know what I'm saying? That Cleveland defense, you know what I'm saying? Joe Flacco, remember that he's 44 years old, and you know what I'm saying? He had been throwing it up like crazy anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that defense didn't show up, and then those pick sixes obviously cost him the game. But yeah, I mean, between him and the defense, you know what I'm saying, you guys took care of the Cleveland Browns up there in the top row, boy.
Yeah.
Remember what people were saying? Joe's gonna lead us to the Ravens. Joe's gonna. Oh, welcome back to Sean.
Hey,
Thanks.
those people are you, Scott. Don't say people. You was one of them. You was one of them.
I bought into the Joe Flacco narrative, and look where it got me.
I thought we was I said the same thing. I thought we was getting the Joe Flacco revenge tour. Instead, we got the CJ Stroud breaking out tour.
We'll get
Again,
to CJ Stroud
like I
after
said,
you score. That's
I
what we got.
wanted to pick the Texans, but I was like, no, that Cleveland defense is playing ball. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I didn't think
They
about the
say-
fact that Joe Flacco would be returned back into Joe Flacco, and the defense would come up
They
small. So.
stayed in their base defense for most of the game. Like, it
Yeah,
was embarrassing. And then Jim Schwartz is supposed to be a competent defensive coordinator.
yeah.
Not
And shout
Super Bowl ring,
out
but
to
Philadelphia.
D'Amico Ryans and the job he did with that team
Hey,
there.
D'Amico, I know it's not a.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to take in. Second the playoffs.
Yeah, but
to
he
award
was
season,
probably-
but D'Amico
I think he-
crushed.
it was-
D'Amico showed why he's coach of the year yesterday.
Well, I mean, it's probably 1 and 2 anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Stefanski did a great job with the 5 quarterbacks that he had to use or whatever. But that team was
Sure.
expected, like you said about the Dolphins, they were expected to do well. Nobody expected the Texans except for Rios. Nobody
Yeah.
expected the Texans to, you know what I'm saying, to go off like the way they did. And
Don't give him too
said-
much credit. Rios just talks. He doesn't really believe it.
yeah, I
Like,
know,
come
but it's their time to shine. So I'm gonna let them shine. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't want to keep referring to the show, but check out the show tomorrow because I got a little nugget
You got
there.
it, Johnny. God
I
damn
got
it,
a little
stop it
nugget
already.
there
Jesus.
that has a little bit to do
Texas.
with the Houston Texans as well. You know what I'm saying?
Johnny, all right, we'll watch tomorrow night. All of us will watch.
All right,
okay?
Jesus,
Johnny.
everybody tune in. We got it, Johnny. We got it. Aqua and orange tomorrow.
Hold on.
Those
What's
are
that, what's that
colors.
show tomorrow night? What times it go off? 7
Yeah.
Eastern, 6
Yeah,
Central.
7
Is that-
7 Eastern, 6 Central.
Okay. As long as we get the plug in, that's
Joe Flacco, that's what he does. Browns can't get right.
Sam, who's your
Ooh.
dog? We'll start with you. Who's your playoff dog of the week?
Playoff dog of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is that lovely running back from Green Bay. I mean, my
That's
God.
what I was going to say, Sam.
God
Oh,
damn
sorry,
it.
here. Okay. All right. Take 2. My dog of the week is Jordan Love, man.
That's what I was going to say.
Nobody.
That's what I was.
No, you're good. You're good with that.
You're good. I got another one.
My dog of the week is the cameraman that kept looking at Jerry Jones throughout the game.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one, bro.
Jordan, but seriously, Jordan Love, seriously, great job. Never saw it coming, and that makes it just so much sweeter that young team with the young coach is out there, and they stuck it to that team. That team that has won 16 games straight at home and just kicked them out of the playoffs again, and also kicked them into uncertainty because Lord knows who's going to be the next head coach of that team, who's going to be the next slap boy for Jerry Jones. And forever you could say you did this. This is a historical game. It really is. So, yeah, Jordan Love, that entire Packers team, really, just amazing work. They're dogs, all of them.
Hey, Sam, I'll give you one here as the next coaches. We're on to the Giants. We're on to the Giants.
Well, we're on to the Giants. Yeah,
We're on to the Giants.
Could be Mike Vrabel down in Dallas. That would makes sense.
Could be Vrabel too.
That'd be a good one.
He didn't like our owner. What do you think he's going to get a load of Jerry and just be like, oh, yeah, I want to play with that.
Jerry is.
Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow too. But it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna want to take that job. I mean, ultimately, money talks or whatever. But to deal with Jerry Jones, that's a lot to ask. My dog is the other young quarterback that that Nick mentioned from yesterday, CJ Stroud. Like he's a nominee for Dog of the Year, to be quite honest. But yesterday, I mean, Nick mentioned it, 16 to 21, 274, 3 touchdowns against the number 1 ranked total defense in Cleveland. He just sliced them up, bro. He looked calm, collected, nothing fazed him at all. You know what I'm saying? Stood in the pocket when he had to go out and make plays, he made plays. That kid is a baller. Shout out to the Houston Tech, shout out to the Just Fans guys. CJ Stroud is my dog of the wild card weekend.
Scott, dog of the weekend.
I'm gonna say the Green Bay Packers defense, even though they gave up 32 points.
No, I'm just kidding.
I think to do to Dallas in the first half what that defense led by Joe Barry did to them in the first half at Jerry World is simply amazing. I mean, you got to give them full credit. You knew Dallas was going to score in the second half. You knew they were going to try to come back. But the Green Bay Packers defense set the tone for what the offense did. So my dog of the week this week is the Green Bay Packers defense. All of them.
Yeah, my dog of the week, I said it on the morning show. I said, this man's got to eat if we're going to win. And by God, hey, get out the big Zeke spoon because this dog ate, baby. 21 carries, 118 yards, not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns for Mr. Aaron Jones, baby. Aaron Jones was an absolute dog as he was eating up Dan Quinn's defense all game long. They couldn't stop. They had no answers for Aaron Jones. We're going to need him again next week, baby. But Aaron Jones is my dog of the week.
Hey, San Francisco. Don't underestimate the Packers. Don't do it.
I don't think they. I mean, well, they better not. I don't think they will, though. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be watching that tape, and you know what I'm saying they'll be ready, but that don't mean that they'll be able to stop the kid. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, Joe Barry needs to make sure that he comes up with a good plan to try to slow down Brock Purdy and that San Francisco offense, and he's the key. I agree with you there, Sam. Like, make sure he doesn't go off, at least as in the running game. You got to make, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard to completely stop that kid because he's just a phenomenal offensive weapon. But if you can make sure they don't run the ball or limit their runs and make them more one-dimensional, so you're going to have to score as well, Green Bay. But if they come up with some kind of game plan to at least confuse Brock Purdy and kind of slow down that San Francisco, because if they're not good at coming from behind, San Francisco. They're used to taking the lead and then having their guys pin their ears back and just go after the quarterback. So if Green Bay could hit them first and the defense can make a stop or two in that first quarter and Green Bay can get a 10 or possibly a 14-point lead, and then it's going to be very, very interesting. But no, it should be a lot of fun next week, man. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
it. But yeah, I would jump on that Green Bay +10, bro. For real.
If I'm Green Bay and I win the toss, I'm taking the ball first. I want the ball first because if I can go down and score a touchdown,
I want my young quarterback to go down the field on your team and put some points on the board. Yep, absolutely.
Exactly.
Sam, we got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Sam can't hear us.
Sam's gone.
Okay.
All
right, my final thought was
if you say the goddamn Aqua and Orange show, we already know.
It was a fun football season for Dolphin fans. Dolphin fans, just remember, don't act like we go to the playoffs every year. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time in 20-something years that we went back to back. So enjoy it. It was a good season. I tried to tell you all season, enjoy the season, enjoy the season. We're having fun. We're playing good games, whatever, blah, blah. It ended horribly. It ended in disappointment. It is what it is. See what happens next year. Enjoy the rest of the football season. There is a show tomorrow, the LTS show, tomorrow night, 9:00 with me, these two handsome gentlemen here, and of course Sam and Tanner. We got Jim and Jonathan. So there's gonna be plenty to talk about tomorrow on the LTS show. So definitely check it out. 9 Eastern, 8 Central tomorrow. So happy for my boy Nick and his Packers. Sorry, Alan. Shout out to.
I can't wait to hear about Jonathan tomorrow too. About first the Packers, the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints.
The hell is Dennis Allen still your head coach? I mean,
yeah, well, bro. Like I wouldn't be surprised. There's gonna be some more stuff happening these next few days, bro. Like some other people might get fired. If
they weren't going to Dennis Allen,
if certain dominoes drop, I mean, people may be waiting to see who else gets fired before they fire their guy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I said this, and with the coaching news, before I get to my final thoughts, Mike Vrabel seems like a guy that could get locked out of this head coaching carousel.
Sit out a year.
He may He may want to wait a year, and
because
he can probably go on TV and make some money on TV.
Once the Patriots job got filled, I don't see a job out there that he's going to take. He's not going to take Seattle, I don't think. Although that might be the only opening that he has left. He definitely ain't taking Carolina. That's
all right. Don't go.
I think he would. I think he would jump on the Chargers if the Chargers offered him the job, bro.
Yeah, but Harbaugh's getting an interview there early this week.
With the Cowboys trade deck, I doubt it. Not with that I don't know what I have to look at their contract and see.
Bro, you're in the.
Allen, look at the quarterback situation this year.
Right.
Tell me who's better than Dak that they can get.
Exactly. That's the thing. Who are you gonna get that's better than Dak?
Yep. Dak's gonna get signed to a new contract. Jerry's gonna sign him a new contract. He's not holding this loss against him.
Squeeze that in there.
I just think that the guy that's gonna get tanked is McCarthy.
Dak did come out and said he quote, "I suck tonight." Well, tell us something we don't know, Dak.
Yeah,
and they kept saying that something. I mean, all the whole broadcast just kept saying, "Hey, something seems wrong with him and Lamb. Like they're not on the same page." So,
it's called playoff pressure, bro.
Yeah. It's called
what it is, man. Some guys come up big and some guys don't.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, Alan. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that my guy ain't like your guy.
Alan, you said all year long that Dan Quinn was a
Dan Quinn can't go. He had one bad game. Nah, I don't.
You said all year long, and now all of a sudden, because you guys lost in the way you did, you're saying Dan Quinn should go. You can't have both ways.
Aaron Jones has ate up the Cowboys defense notoriously. They can't, for whatever reason, they just do. They have owned.
Yeah, you can't, Alan. You can't say Quinn should go. You really can't.
I'll be rooting for them, man. The hell with Buffalo. I don't want Buffalo winning.
This is what I'm talking about with emotional reactions.
Right? Yeah.
You just lost the game, and now you want everybody fired. I'll bet you in 2 or 3 days you're going to say something different.
Right.
So just relax, chill out. You know, I'm sure Johnny was saying the same thing last night too.
Nah. I you saying I got my criticisms, but no.
Yeah,
there were plenty. Trust me, there were enough Dolphin fans. There were enough Dolphin fans saying to get rid of Mike McDaniel. It's like, are you serious, bro? It's 2 years, bro.
Yeah,
right. You're saying he's gotten better both years. We went to the playoffs both. Again, Dolphin fans, don't act like we're used to getting to the playoffs.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? We're not.
Nick, tune into Aqua and Orange tomorrow night for John's
Yeah,
thoughts.
we'll tune in.
Yeah, should be fun. Shout out to Alex TS_TSB and Paramount Pete Byron will be joining us too. So we'll
You got anything else to add?
No, listen, as I said this morning, enjoy football because you know what? It's coming to an end now. We're in the semifinal weekend or quarterfinal weekend. So enjoy it because you basically have 4 games this week. You got two next week, and then you get the Super Bowl, and it's over. So enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's in.
Yeah.
Well, Super Wildcard Weekend comes to an end tomorrow. Bills, Steelers at 4:30 Eastern, and then Eagles, Bucks at 4 o'clock Eastern. Real quick, before my final thought, Tom Pelissero just tweeted out the Raiders head coaching search is finally getting underway. They plan to interview former Vikings coach Leslie Frazier. Well, how about you interview the guy that's on their fucking campus first, and then Antonio Pearson just give him.
They haven't interviewed. Please, they haven't interviewed him yet.
No,
he's there already.
This is why I think they're doing that. This is why I think they're doing that because you have to interview 2 outside of the organization minority candidates.
Okay. All right. So
I think Antonio Pierce is the leading candidate for the job. They just have to go outside. And unless
can't you just take the interim off and just say
didn't the Patriots just sign Gerard Mayo?
That was written in his
contract.
It was written in his
contract that he was the successor. Yeah. So that's why they could hire him right away. But I think the Raiders. Mark Davis is dumb as a stump. So
you never know. You never know with him. You never know with him.
He doesn't realize, hey, I could just hire Antonio and that's it.
We got a guy that really everybody, all the players like. We do. What's his name?
I gotta go for a haircut now. I'll be back. I gotta go to the barber shop. I'll be back.
He wants his lollipop, right?
Yeah. He takes his backpack and he walks down.
Hey, I said this morning. I said, hey, open up his backpack, and it's like your kid when he's getting kindergarten. He wants you to check his folder. It's all these crumpled papers in his folder. And it's like that's Antonio Pierce, how he's getting his contract. It's like, hold on, I got you guys this contract. And he opens up this Raiders backpack, and it's this folder with this crumpled up all these papers, and it gives it to him.
Nice.
You know what happens when he goes to the barber shop? They put that elevated chair up. The barber puts the elevated chair up, says, right on here, buddy. Come on. Okay, I'll get on.
I have the usual. They get out the bowl just for.
It's gonna be interesting, man. It's just next couple of weeks is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. My final thought's been a great. Hey, again, enjoy it. I don't care what the hater got to say. They hate us because they ain't us, baby. The Packers, man. I am thoroughly enjoying this. I don't know if it's because there was no expectations. It's just something when your team doesn't have and you can just sit back and be like, whatever happens.
Right. Just have fun, bro. Just enjoy it.
I don't care. The last few years with Aaron was like Super Bowl or bust. We got to get there. The writing's on the wall. Can we do it? So I was like very tight in playoff game. Like myself, I'm like, just so locked in. Now I'm just enjoying this ride, enjoying it. I mean, that's why I said when people ask me about my Cubs, I say the 15 year as a fan was better than the 16 year. Because the 16 year all year, I was like, it's World Series or bust, and we won it, which is the greatest feeling in the world. But 15 came out of so unexpectedly.
Right.
And we made this great NLCS run. That's how I feel about these Packers. This is unexpected. We're not supposed to be here. Right. We're not invited to the table, and you just barge your way into the table. Baby, it's a fun ride. We made a seat at the table. They didn't ask us to sit down. We made a seat.
Listen, I know Johnny.
Check the list again. My name's on that list.
I know Johnny's hyped up the show all show long, but I think we all should crash the Let's Talk Cowboys on Saturday and just laugh and get out.
We'll see you tomorrow night on the LTS show on the LTS network, folks. 8 Eastern, 7, or is it 9 Eastern?
9 Eastern.
9 Eastern, 8 Central. We'll see you then. We'll have Jonathan Jim on, talk the playoffs, talk a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Man, can't wait. A lot of baseball news, so can't wait to talk with Jonathan about going. My Cubs got some Japanese pitcher. Can't wait to talk about that. Can't wait to talk about some of the other shakings. Stoves. I mean, MLB stuff is just cold, it seems like.
It is, yeah.
After show, it's kind of just dribbling in a little, a signing here, signing there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
it's like Blake
it's
Snell.
football-
There's no Blake
it's
Snell news. There's
football playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Basketball's underway. Hockey's getting interesting.
yeah,
A lot of stuff going on, man.
a lot to talk
Nick,
about.
when Jonathan comes on, we could just say to him, "What do you want to talk about?" We give him a Cody Rhodes thing. What do you want to talk about?
Right. We'll see you then, folks. Be a friend. Tell a friend I'm going to hit that outro
Peace.
once I find it.
Bye.
There it is.
Thank you.